right. Good morning. All right, let's do it. I think we're live. Good morning. Welcome to Manhood. Today is what is today? It's Monday today, isn't it? Yeah, Monday. The day after Easter. I don't think there's a name for the Monday after Easter. That's okay. We're going to start heading toward that guy. That's where we're going today. And today we're going to be reading in Job. We're going to be going through Job chapters 36 and 37. We're going to finish off Elihu's speech. This rousing speech from a very, very wise man, to his own credit. He claims that, not necessarily me. But he does have some good things to say here, which I'm excited about. So Job 36 and 37, honestly feel like the sky's about to crack open. Elihu has spent several chapters talking, correcting, and defending God. But here, something changes a bit, and he stops trying to solve Job's issues all out. He just quits trying to solve them. And starts pointing just to the greatness of God, right? So he talks about storms, thunder, lightning, rain, clouds, overwhelming majesty of God's creation, all that. And what's cool and what makes these chapters powerful is it's literally building up to God opening his mouth and speaking directly to Job, which is what we're going to see. Amen, Noah. Welcome in, dude. He's risen. It's a good day. It's not just another manic Monday. It's something more than that. Amen. He's risen indeed. He's taken his seat in the throne room. There's a new song being sung. He is worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals. It's incredible. Super cool. Super, super cool. All right, before we get into that, though, we're going to go in and we're going to do our daily proverb as well as our gratitude for the day. We do just one daily proverb every day because I think rather than going through every single proverb all at once, it's not, well, it might be super conducive. It might be great. I don't know. But rather than doing that, we're going to do one a day every day as we're going through the rest of the Bible. Can we drop down over here? What's this? No horse ahead. Oh, okay. All right. Proverbs 29, verse 1. He who is often reproved, yet stiffens his neck. So he who people attempt to discipline or correct, but is resistant or stubborn, he will suddenly be broken beyond healing. So Proverbs 29:1 is our proverb of the day. Gratitude for the day. So we had Easter yesterday. It was great. It always bums me out when there's like a little outcropping out here and there's nothing there because it feels like I should be able to find something cool. Let's go leap up this hilltop. Wow, I feel like I need to go back down. Hold on. So my gratefulness, church yesterday was great. We also had a couple people that came with me from my work, which is a super big blessing because they're not regular churchgoers. And so I was grateful that, I don't know, God's doing something in their life. That's cool. Super, super thankful for that. Easter lunch with the family was awesome. We also got to have a couple join us. We had a couple couples join us, but we had all of our extended family there. So there was 14 of my kids and their cousins all together with the grandparents. But then we had a couple that came in from Turkey, which was very cool. Just gotta, oh no, we're dead. We gotta get this one guy. There we go. Oh, hold on. Morning, Donnie. Welcome in, man. Welcome in. So anyway, super big blessing there, because we got to be, I don't know, just have people in our home, let them see where our hope comes from. Okay, well, this isn't going to work. This guy is destroying me way more than I think he should be. We got him. We got him. Way to go, everybody. A third thing. Oh, you know what we got to do yesterday? I got to take my older kids to go and see the Mario Galaxy movie. And that was fun. That was super fun. We just had like a day full of rest, relaxation, and hanging out together. And then I got to seed my lawn with some grass, which was like a party, you know? It was riveting. So there's my gratefulness for the day. No champion ahead. Okay. There's nothing over here, right? No, just another random outcropping that leads to nothing, huh? Noah, we went to, and he's giving us a cliffhanger. I like it. All right. Recap where we're at in Job as we head into the chapters today. I'm going to leap up this spirit spring again. Morning, Mrs. Bull. Welcome in. I went to take my... Oh, I want to take my girls soon. Just got to too much work, so it'll have to wait till next month. Yeah, man, we kind of did it out of the blue because my sister was already going, and I was like, all right, well, we'll drop everything, and I'll take the older kids up there. Our two youngest, man, well, one of them's 2 months old. Our youngest is, but our second, he cannot sit through a movie. He just gets so bored. So we didn't have him go. I think I could break this bridge here. Hold on. No, you can't. Could this be a snake? All right, recap time. So, what's up, Bull? Welcome in, man. Good morning. Oh, look, we got some grace. Here we go. Up to this point in the book of Job, Erich von Erich, good morning, man. Welcome in. Job's lost everything, and he has spent chapter after chapter defending his integrity against his friends, who insist that his suffering must be because of his hidden sin. Then Elihu, this random younger dude, answers the situation. Jobe. I can't tell if that's the way I pronounce that or if Noah's just messing around. I'm not sure. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. Elihu enters in, this young dude. Unlike the other friends, Elihu is offered a more nuanced view, suggesting that suffering can sometimes be used from God to warn, refine, and redirect someone. And in 34 and 35, he strongly defended God's justice and greatness, but still misunderstood some of Job's pain and made some accusations that were not accurate or correct. And now in 36 and 37, that's where we're headed now, Elihu gives his final speech, and it becomes less and less about argument or being correct and more about just awe of God, which I think is probably where he is strongest. And we're just going to watch these two dragons fight it out while we read. This is like watching the birds while we read the word, you know what I mean? I'm not sure why they're fighting each other. I don't know what's the context behind this. What's up, Heavenly Breaths? I think I saw Bella pop up too. Welcome in, Bella. Appreciate y'all being here. All right. Do you think they'll just kill each other? They do barely any damage on each other. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Thanks, Clips. Welcome in. All right. Job 36. Elihu continued and said, he lost a lot. I remember it was one that I thought went deep in the Bible, and it was a typo. Sorry. It's real too, Clips. Thought it was a green screen. Yeah, it is a real background. It's just some old hardwood flooring that I cut into squares and $20 Amazon lights. Who's he fighting? All right. Elihu continues and says, bear with me a little, and I will show you, for I have yet something to say on God's behalf. I will get my knowledge from afar and ascribe righteousness to my Maker, for truly my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you. Behold, God is mighty and does not despise any. So this is a very, very core quote that he's giving right here. God is mighty. He is flawless. He is high up, locked in. Thank you so much for following. But he does not despise any. He's greater than that. He's above and beyond anything that we would expect. Okay, so this is not the dragon. Okay, hold on. The fire breathing one is not the boss, and it looks like he's going to die pretty quick, which we'll get in there. Hey, thanks so much for the heart, the heavenly breaths. I appreciate it. All right, God is mighty and does not despise any. He is mighty in strength of understanding. He does not keep the wicked alive, but gives the afflicted their right. So now Elihu is moving on, right? He's been kind of going against Job and being like, hey, you need to repent, turn away from what you've been doing. God is greater than this. God uses this stuff to... I'm going to die. Hold on. He uses this pain and the suffering to reprove, to chasten, to turn someone back, and to warn them of what's coming next. And so Elijah's got generally good... He's following the same theme as the rest of the friends, right? Which is like generally some pretty good insight, over-applied or misapplied. But Elihu now is talking just about, listen, let me defend just God here, which is his most powerful moment, in my opinion, right? He's focused mainly on God is mighty. He doesn't despise any. He's mighty in strength of understanding, right? He's not doing something out of a mistake or out of being wrong. He does not keep the wicked alive. Your talk about how the wicked are held up and they seem to do well, but then the righteous can fall away. Zach, thanks for being here, man. That's not true, right? He gives the afflicted their right. He does not withdraw his eyes from the righteous, but with kings on the throne, he sets them forever, and they are exalted, right? He is powerful and mighty enough. He is putting kings on the throne. He is keeping the righteous where they should be, and he is tearing down the wicked. Did the other one die? I think the other one died. We're heading in. We gotta go. Explain how the Amalekite infants were wicked. Katie and Dirtbag, man, welcome. The Amalekites are a unique situation, man. And what I'll say is this: if you're pretty drastically against God, chances are you're probably not going to enjoy this stream. But I mean, God does say He gave the Amalekites 400 years to. I was trying to start. But I will say, if you're already against me, I don't think I want to have the conversation. They're infants, dude. Yeah. And the Amalekites were doing drastically wicked stuff. And there's also an argument to be made that every single time He says, go and wipe out every man, woman, and child, weirdly and mysteriously, all those people reappear later on in the book, later on in the Bible. And so there's a case to be made that it is a figure of speech, like saying wipe someone out, right? But if God wants to do that, He claims for them to do it, then they're His creation, right? There's an argument to be made there as well, that God can do what He wants, right? I mean, we're literally reading the book of Job right now, and God literally allows the enemy and the adversary to kill Job's children, and that's not on the sake of his wickedness, but on the sake of his righteousness. And so if you have an issue with God doing that stuff, this book's going to be hard too. You know what I mean? Because He allowed the adversary to kill children based upon man being righteous. So, you're welcome to hang out here if you want to. We're going to keep reading. All right. If they are bound in chains and caught in the cords of affliction, then He declares to them their work. I'm going to die. Hold on. We're going to move to the side here. Post up. There we go. We're good. Wipe him out. I thought he was going to do the spin move. I like how my other guy is very consistent with his faith usage. We did it. Great job, everybody. Great work. Why is there nobody in the live stream? We have multiple things up and running. There's a few people in here, but it's definitely not a ton of people. That's for sure. That's okay. Where two or three are gathered in his name, he's there with them. Yeah, we're gonna go fight with this guy.
Piteous Egon, do you not remember?
Here we go. We're good.
Conjure your past, how once you were, when fear was yet foreign
How do we?
to you.
Oh, well, I didn't see your note, man. I was actually sitting here watching your VOD from yesterday. Oh, cool. Yeah, we were trying to talk about the resurrection. We had quite a bit of negative inputters into that one. That's all right.
Grant me this. Take this finger. Scale
Mm-hmm.
jagged. Summon me.
Yes.
My limbs are but a drake, and my soul.
Oh, we're going to summon him. We'll see you up there, dude.
Scale. Summon me.
Yep. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right. If they are bound in chains and caught in the cords of affliction, then he declares to them their work and their transgressions, but they are behaving arrogantly. He opens their ears to instruction and commands that they return from their iniquity. So he's taking care. Gojo, good morning, man. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Thanks for the heart, me dude. I appreciate it. You watch any of Wes Huff's pods? Yeah. I love Wes Huff. He's been gifted with the ability of knowledge, but at the same point, and an ability to actually explain and help people understand in a way that is not boring as all get out, which I greatly appreciate. Got into a fight Saturday with a friend. I think I'm done drinking, to be honest. Yeah, dude, that's something that actually, like, I've gone through. Well, not the fighting aspect, but just realizing that I need to be done with the alcoholic beverages. That can be a rough thing. Yeah, for some people they can do it and not move into sin, but for others it may be best to just forego it altogether. Right? Keep your mind. I just can't stand the way that it makes me. It makes me just feel off. You know. Mustards, thanks for being here, dude. Good morning. You're actually not that late. We're barely partially through the first chapter right now. Okay. So what I find interesting about what he's saying here, right? So he's moving more toward like God's nature, God's ability and authority. So he says he opens their ears to instruction and commands they return from iniquity. So he's even focused on the fact that God is going to do the work to open up the ears of the people, to allow them to understand the iniquity that they're involved in. It's going to be him that's doing the work to help them get clarity on what they need to do to change. And then it says if they listen and serve him, they complete their days in prosperity and their years in pleasantness. And this is kind of the offering to Job. It's like, Job, if you just pay attention to what God is doing here, whether that's reproof, I almost fell in this hole. I was very close to falling in that hole. Whether he's reproving you or he's warning you or he's keeping you from evil or he's trying to solve the evil that you've been going through, if you just listen to him, he's going to end your days in pleasantness and joy and thanksgiving. Right? But if they do not listen, okay, we're good. If they do not listen, they perish by the sword and die without knowledge. The godless in heart cherish anger. They do not cry out for help. When he binds them, they die in youth. I feel like I had to sneeze. Hold on. Didn't come. Who do you think's throwing these rocks? Earth tree fragment. There we go. This ties into the methodology that poor people are often more happy than rich people. Thanks, Piffy. I appreciate that, man. Welcome in. I think I'm saying... You let me know if I'm saying your name wrong. Piffy? What does this say? Hold on. I'm going to be wary of horse. Where does this go? What was the point of that? Nothing? Oh, is it just a way outside of the rolling rock, probably? Okay. Yeah, so user 2296127018091. First off, thank you for following. Secondly, yes, oftentimes it is both just like poorer people groups and poorer people who are more content and more happy than the rich. And often that is because there's no element of rich that I think is enough to satisfy the flesh of our body. Right. And I think we've, like, even in my life, I've experienced some of this too. Is I ended up with a job a few years back that was in sales, and I was trending toward making extremely good money, like $220,000 in a year. And what I realized very early on, within like the first year of doing this, is first off, it was soul crushing, the work that I was doing. But secondly, it wasn't like, and for me, it's like, I understand certain people have different draws, but for me, it was not like, oh man, this is such a blessing and it's so good and this is like the joy of my life to have this thing. It was more like, it didn't really solve any of my problems, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm so happy now and everything's all better. Oh my goodness, dude. That was crazy. That was crazy. And I didn't enjoy the work either. So we ended up stopping doing that. But there is no end to. I think a lot of people will be like, well, if I just had this, if I just made this money, I'd be content. We'd be good to go. I'd be able to... it doesn't... The electricity go through the water? That's what I'm worried about. Okay, well, there we go. All right, hold on. Hold on. Anyway, I don't disagree with the user. I'm getting a little distracted with this dragon, but I think that there is something to be said there. I think there's also something to be said for the fact that God does bring blessing to a lot of people throughout the Bible, and the expectation is that they then give back, right? They give out of their abundance, and so if you are blessed with what you've been given, making sure that you're focused on generosity first. Okay, well, that was fun. Ancient dragon Senesax killed us. But he does say they do not cry out for help when God binds them. They die in youth. Their life ends among the cult prostitutes. He delivers the afflicted by their affliction and opens their ears by adversity. He also allures you out of distress into a broad place where there was no cramping, and what was set on your table was full of fatness. So for those who listen, they're going to be taken care of. They're going to be lifted up. They're going to be restored. For those who do not listen, who refuse to, he's going to carry on the affliction even unto death, to either restore them to who they should be or end their life. Fun stuff. Thanks, Captain Stu. Welcome in, man. All right. Should we? You know what we should do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove this. We're going to add some... not blood, dragon wounds, then remove everything else, so he doesn't use anything other than that, and hopefully that'll work. Yeah. Let's try that. I don't even know what I have in this thing. I can't even use it on my... Okay, you guys have to remind me to pick up the... I need to be reminded to pick up the runes every time, because we have like 160,000, and I haven't found a race to fight at yet. Hold on. We're jumping over it. Oh, careful. See that? It goes through the water. Cam, thanks for following, man. Appreciate it. What's he doing? Probably should have died there. Okay, we're good. We're still alive. We're still alive. May just be me, but just letting you know. Yeah, man, the last 2 days it's been really choppy, Captain Stu. I don't know what's going on with it. I literally reset my router and everything, and I was told by the insurance company that shouldn't be happening anymore. They literally had people come out here to fix it, but it clearly did not work. So we got to figure out what to do next. But I don't think that we have the ability to get like... Okay, well, I'm going to die now. Yep. We don't have like fiber or anything here. We should have plenty of internet speed. I mean, like our download is like 900 megabits per second. It says our upload's like 30, but there seems to be something going on. And I don't know how to solve it. So if anyone has any cool, great and creative ideas, you let me know. Bull's mom, so happy that you're here. All right. But you are full of judgment on the wicked. Judgment and justice seize you. Beware lest wrath entice you into scoffing, and let not the greatness of the ransom turn you aside. Will your cry for help avail to keep you from distress, or the force of your strength? Do not long for the night when peoples vanish in their place. Take care, do not turn to iniquity, for this you have chosen rather than affliction. What's up, Liza? Morning, Bull's mom. So happy you're here. Thanks for being here. I've seen a few cool greats in my day. As in, like, what's a great? Donnie, let us know what we're talking about there. Also, Captain Stu, I do appreciate you letting me know that. Did I forget to pick up my... When you stumbled on your words? Oh, thanks. Yes. 1 second. I'm going to just go see if I can find a... Are we stuck in here? Can we not get out? No, it's over there. It's over there. We're going to go see if we can find a grace. And then come back down the hill. Yeah. All right. Take care, do not turn to iniquity, for this you have chosen rather than affliction. So I think the point he's making here, if I'm reading this correctly and understanding it correctly, is God uses these things to chastise people, whether it's to warn them, to correct them. He is greater. He understands. He does not despise. He does not show partiality. He is perfect and flawless in his judgment. And if you're not careful, you will abandon the reproof that he's giving you, or you'll abandon the correction that he's giving you, and you will be filled with, iniquity, right? If you don't respond to God in the way that we're supposed to, because God is greater than we are, and he's perfect and flawless in every way, you're going to be filled, rather than the affliction, you're going to choose iniquity over top of it and worsen your position and situation. Happy to be here. Yeah, just chilling. How about yourself? We're doing great. We are multi-streaming somehow, yes. And that's probably part of the problem with it being choppy on some platforms, or all platforms. I'm not sure if it is everywhere. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get Arcane to 20, and then I'll stop doing that. All right. Thanks, Liza. I appreciate that. I think we're getting close to bail. Time for rolling. You're at 4 FPS. Yeah, I've been told. I don't know what's going on. Can't fix it. It might be a setting. Could it be a setting in OBS? Bull, if you're here, let me know if that could be a setting, or if it's choppy everywhere. Is it choppy over on where you're at, the green platform? Those guys seem friendly. I'm not going to fight them. Or people on TikTok, let me know if it's choppy over there. Egon's Cookbook. You think that's where we get dragon wounding stuff? It doesn't look choppy here, but your CPU could be bottlenecking. See, this is the info that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Means you need to upgrade your PC or dedicate more of your computing power to streaming. Oh, probably true. Probably true. No idea how to do any of that, but we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. Is there a chance that I could be using the wrong, I don't know, what do you call, like an encoder or whatever on the vertical stream? Because I'm assuming y'all are all on YouTube vertical. Which you could just go over to the horizontal stream on YouTube. That might fix it as well. If that one's working better and okay. And then we'll try to fix vertical later on. All right. We're going to keep reading, though. And you guys just enjoy your little, what you call it? Like a PowerPoint presentation of Elden Ring while we're going through the word. It'll be great. It'll be good. Yeah, we're using He's Risen, Zach. I appreciate that. Good morning. Erich Von Erich recommends an RTX 57. But that would be the graphics card. That wouldn't be the CPU, right? I think I have a 3080 or something like that. And this also is not a new PC. I would need to like invest a pretty dramatic amount of money in order to make this thing work. So it may just be that we reduce the amount that we multi-stream on. We're using Restream for everything other than the verticals. Yeah. Might be strong enough to process all those streams depending on how you're multi-streaming. Yeah, so it's 8 of multi-stream for YouTube vertical, and then it's Restream for the horizontal streams. So I don't know what I'm doing, though. We'll have to refine that and work on it. We didn't have a lot of issues before, though. The vertical used to come in fine, so I might need to look at the settings and kind of see. We can get to it later. I'd continue with your reading. Okay, Bull. Bull says we should continue reading. He's going to get us in trouble if we don't keep going. All right. Behold, God is exalted in power. Who is a teacher like him? Who has prescribed for him his way? Or who can say, you have done wrong? Remember to extol his work. Hold on, I've got to get through these guys real quick. Ancient Dragon, Smithing Stone. There we go. That solves all our problems right there. Remember to extol his work, of which men have sung. So no one should say God has done wrong or God is not doing right. You could always decrease the quality of your game so it may put more toward the stream. We did do that. We did attempt to do that. I mean, we could go lower for sure than what we're at, but it was all that high and we dropped down to medium. Okay, who has prescribed his way? Remember to extol his work, of which men have sung. All mankind has looked on it and beholds it from afar. Behold, God is great, and we know him not. The number of his years is unsearchable, for he draws up the drops of water, and they distill his. Oh, he draws up the drops of water. They distill his mist in rain. This also shows they had a pretty deep understanding of what is that? What's the rain life cycle? The water cycle? What do you call that? I don't even know what it is, but they understood how that all worked and went down, which is cool. We need to call our buddy in to come and fight. What can we make with this stuff? Get ready for Baal. Yep, we're going to be fighting Baal here in a minute. We got to keep reading, though. Which the sky pours down and drops on mankind abundantly. Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds, the thundering of his pavilion? Behold, he scatters his lightning about him and covers the roots of the sea, for by these he judges people. He gives food in abundance. He covers his hands with the lightning and commands it to strike the mark. It crashes. Its crashing declares his presence, and the cattle also declares that he rises. So at the end, he's making a shift. Precipitation. There you go. Yeah. User 2296127018091 gets it. They know what's going on. Precipitation, yeah. So he makes a pretty solid shift here, and all of it's based upon the concept that God is all powerful, God is all knowing. We need to remember and respect and focus there, right? That's where we need to be focused, is that God is the one who knows. He's the one who holds this in his hand. not us. And so make sure that we're not putting ourselves under more affliction by resisting God and what he wants to do, because he can do whatever he wants with what he knows, and he knows all. And he's going to continue that as we prepare for God to also speak, which we'll get into tomorrow. So 37 says, at this time, where is that cool finger that he gave me? Hold on. I don't know. Where was that? What was the finger that he gave me called? Am I crazy? Why would it not be with my other fingers? Or is it over here somewhere? Nope. We're going to die in here. We're good. We don't need to lose. How do I call him in? Hold on. Let me see if I can attach it here. Probably need to start using some of these things, huh? I feel like I'm insane. Or does his name just pop up on the ground somewhere in here? I'm gonna die. Okay, well, I didn't dodge that. That didn't work out. I think this is going to be an easy one. I think this guy's going to be simple to beat. All right. Let's keep going. Lads, I do appreciate you following. Thank you so much. At this point, my heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Keep listening to the thunder of his voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. Under the whole heaven, he lets it go, and his lightning to the corners of the earth. After it, his voice roars. He thunders with his majestic voice, and he does not restrain the lightning when his voice is heard. God thunders wondrously with his voice. He does great things that we cannot comprehend. So here's where he starts to really focus in on the right thing. Message retracted. You retracted it. Keep spreading the good word, doing what you enjoy doing. Thanks, Name. I appreciate that, man. Should we see if we can get some other people in here? I feel like that's going to be a waste at this point. I probably need to learn some how he fights first, and then we can do that. All right, for the snow, he says, fall on the earth, likewise to the downpour, his mighty downpour. He sets up the hand of every man, and all men whom he made may know it. Then the beasts go into their lairs and remain in their dens. From its chamber comes the whirlwind, and cold from the scattering winds. If you pay attention here, if you've read through this before, he's almost setting the stage for God's entrance. Oh, he's already there. He's already there. Okay, well, all right. All right, what verse and chapter today? Odd Falcon, we are reading in chapter 37 right now, and right now we are at verse 9. Job 37:9 is where we're at right now. I've got to figure out how to use... Oh, dude, there's people that show up here, huh? They're going to be upset, though, when we just die right away. Let's do it. I wanted to hear that guy scream bail. Does anyone know how to get him? How do we get that guy? No? Okay. All right, from its chamber comes the whirlwind, which his voice, God's voice, is going to come from a whirlwind, right? This is what's super cool. is he's almost setting the stage for God to come in and speak to them in a Job, which I think is sweet. Let's go fight Baal. By the breath of God, ice is given. Holy smokes. Let's run in there. Thank you. I'll be fair. I haven't gotten as far in the chapters in the Bible. I've been stressed lately. That's all right, man. Holy smokes. He is strong. Roll out. Nope, couldn't do it. Oh, we tried. We couldn't do it. Yeah, I think sometimes not setting the expectation that we have to be flawless in reading every day. Like, this is not one of the things that, like, this is my struggle. So I'll clarify that. Some people don't struggle with this as much. But one of the things that can often happen is we'll get stuck with this checkbox mentality that if I just read every day, everything's going to be okay. And it's true. We should be regularly in the Word. Like, I think that's accurate and it's good. I think with the right mindset, that's great. Goylywin, thanks. Good morning. Hope everyone has a great Easter. It was great. We had a good time. It's very, very beautiful. But I think setting the expectation that that's going to be what checks the box of our closeness with God, it's a tool, not the direct method. It's useful for teaching, for building up, for reproofing, all those things for sure. But I think at the end of the day, it's like it's okay. Christ set us free for freedom's sake, and if we're dealing with a struggling time, it's like just rest in His Spirit and stay in step with Him, and let Him guide you. Right, let Him redirect where you should be at. And I'm still super, super bothered with the fact that I don't have any idea where that cool finger thing he gave me was. Is this it? There we go. How do we use that? If I go to equipment. I want to see Egon fight. That's all I'm worried about. Also, Gollywin, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Okay. By the breath of God, ice is given, and the broad waters are frozen fast. He loads the thick clouds with moisture. The clouds scatter His lightning. They turn around and around by His guidance to accomplish all that He commands them on the face of the habitable world. You can almost imagine, and this is something that struck me as I was reading this, you can almost imagine that He is actively watching this storm coming in. Right? It's like, because the next chapter, and I'll go to it real quick and make sure that I'm thinking of this correctly. If we go to Job, where are we at? 38. Yeah, so the Lord answers Job out of the whirlwind. So there's almost this like weird thing happening where in chapter 37, they're watching this storm approach, and that's what he's referencing when he's talking about God's power. Yeah, I agree, Odd Falcon. That's good stuff. Sorry, I was reading Odd Falcon's message on YouTube. So it seems to me like that's almost what's going on here is he's seeing this storm come in and he's talking about God's power as the storm comes in, and that introduces, like, poetically, God entering the conversation. Because God does speak out of that whirlwind. So they turn around and around by His guidance to accomplish all that He commands them, talking about the clouds, in the face of the habitable world, whether for correction or for His land or for love, He causes it to happen. We don't know what He's causing and why, right? We don't know why He's doing what He's doing, but it's up to Him. He does things, He chooses, He knows what's going on, and He makes these decisions and fulfills them. Whether it's for correction or for His land or for love, He'll cause it to happen. Hear this, O Job. Stop and consider the wondrous works of God. Do you know how God lays His command upon them and causes the lightning of His cloud to shine? Do you know the balancings of the clouds, the wondrous works of Him who is perfect in knowledge? You whose garments are hot when the earth is still because of the south wind, can you, like him, spread out the skies, hard as a cast metal mirror? Teach us what we shall say to him. We cannot draw up our case because of darkness. Shall it be told to him that I would speak? Did a man ever wish that he would be swallowed up? Oh, now no one looks on the light when it is bright in the skies, on the wind when the wind has passed and cleared them. Out of the north comes golden splendor. God is clothed with awesome majesty, the Almighty. We cannot find him. He is great in power. Justice and abundant righteousness he will not violate. Therefore, men fear him. He does not regard any who are wise in their own conceit. So Elihu just takes a break and is like, listen, all I'm going to do is I'm going to point to the reality of who God is. God is greater than us. He's bigger than us. He knows more than us. He is perfectly just, perfectly righteous. He does not abandon those things no matter what. And that's what we can rely on and trust in, right? Regardless of what's happening in my life, that's what we can rely on. That's what we can trust in. And essentially he's saying, take heart in that. And that literally leads to, hey, look, I found it. I feel like that was a ripoff. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Can we get a?
Behold, a true great warrior.
I feel like this is going to be a struggle. Gonna be a struggle. Okay, live application time. We're gonna go into that because I'm excited about this portion. One of which being, man, like Elihu got some stuff wrong. Oh, you can use the horse? I didn't know you could. Thanks, user 22961270189018091. Sorry. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. I don't think you can. You can't use the horse. Okay. He's so quick to attack. Okay. Can you roll through it? Dude, Igor's going to wipe him out. One of the life application pieces in my mind on this is that awe is a deeply important part of faith. The awe of God is massively important to our faith. And we see people come, I mean, like even this morning, people come in and they'll be like, they're driven. I think what I've noticed is there is a general drive for people to despise God. Like they're driven to come and like flat out, like we're here reading the word and they'll bring in like, hey, well, what about the Amalekites in the Old Testament? Defend that. Defend your, okay, well, I tried to roll again. Defend your faith, your God to me, right? If he's so good, why do these things happen? And it's like, man, if we're not careful, we can, oh, hold on. Okay. All right. That didn't work. My job just sent me home. Got to go. Hope you have a good day, man. Thanks for being here, dude. But if we have no awe of God, then we're immediately against him. And it doesn't matter what we say, right? If we don't love him and honor him and give him awe, like he is greater than us, he is more mighty than us. This is exactly what Elihu is talking about. It's like we can't fathom his ways. We can't fathom what he does and why. Like he is simultaneously a part of every single one of our lives and controlling these massive national disasters, all the like biodiversity of the planet all at once. And we want to like cry foul and cry out against him. And it's just something that strikes me as like, man, awe is a deeply important part of our faith. It is so important. See you tomorrow morning. Thanks for the early morning Bible study. It really helps me. Oh, man, I appreciate that, Heavenly Breaths. It helps me too. I'm grateful. Tomorrow we go into God speaking, which I'm stoked about. I'm stoked about what he's going to do and what he's going to say. And I'm going to try to fix some of this stream issue that we're having with YouTube Vertical, apparently. I don't know if it's happening elsewhere. But we'll try to get that fixed. And I will say, like, the other piece here is, man, we're often too quick to demand explanations. And that's kind of what I was just talking about with the people that'll come in here and throw out these accusations around God, who he is, what he does versus what he should do. Okay, we rolled through it that time. We did a good job. couple good hits in, too. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to die now. Hold on, hold on. I'm stuck in between his legs, and I can't get out. Here we go. We did it. We did it. I usually take something like, Jesus, Jesus, take the wheel. You're a dad. Thank you. That's true. I am a dad. Okay, well, that didn't work out. I'm glad you were smart enough to combine Bible studies with soul games, because every time I'm losing, I usually yell. Oh, okay, that's great. I didn't realize that. Thanks for being here, bro. Poppy, bruh. Appreciate it. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Also, this blue name, Rico. Rico. I have 5 kids, Rico. So, our youngest is a girl, though. We just had her 2 months ago. So, we got quite a few. Quite a few. Please give me tips to take care of a baby girl. How old? That'll adjust my tip giving. Hold on, we're going to go in here. Summon this guy. Nope, it wouldn't let me summon him. Now it's trying to literally actively kill me. Okay, you got to find the right time to roll. That's the key. Also, where did... Oh, there he is. Okay. Hold on, grab this. We're good. We got so lucky. We should be dead right there. To the non-believer, no explanation is possible. For the believer, none is necessary. I love that, Brian. And I hope that you made that up, because that's a really cool quote. Newborn. She's pregnant 5 months. Man, first child. Here's what I'll say. Is this your first child, I'm assuming? Rico? First off, congratulations. Praise God. It's incredible. It's like the best thing ever. It does awesome. It absolutely grows you. It grows your relationship. It is the biggest blessing on earth. Our first was a girl. It was great. What I'll say is this, man. It just like settle into imperfection. It's the best thing in the world. Settle into being flawed, being problematic. Settle into like the relationship being strained. It is. Enrico, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Girl dad all the way, says Donnie. Yeah, I thought I would be. I grew up with 4 sisters. So it was 1 boy, 4 girls. And like no one, I was one of the only kids carrying on. Okay, gotcha, Brian. That's all right. I was one of the only, I have like 40 some odd cousins, and the only one who was, well, one of 2 or 3 that was going to carry on our last name. And I was like, we're going to have all girls. Every single one of our family members had all girls, and then that didn't happen. We had 1 girl, 3 boys, and then we just were able to have another girl. If it helps, I'm in the military. I don't know if it's going to help you. It helps to understand that. Yeah. I had to run this morning with my organization. Came super late. Good morning. Good morning, Jordan. Welcome in, man. Welcome. What I'll say is this, though. Just soak in as much as you possibly can. It goes so fast. And it feels so long at the beginning. But it will... I'm going to die. Nope, we're good. Okay. Well, that was good. We had a good time. We had a good run. Good run. It's easy, though. When they're newborns, you hold them. You hold the baby. You walk around with the baby. You bounce with the baby. It's great. You just sit there and you just hang out. It's awesome. And then the biggest thing I could say, this is me. Okay, first off, there's a chance that she sleeps great and you guys are all good. There's a chance that she sleeps horrible and it doesn't always feel great. That's okay. What I will say is, though, the more direct eye contact attention you give to a baby and talk to that baby, the faster they will learn, right? They will learn so much faster. Like, we've got our baby girl. She is, by the time she was like a month and a half, she was attempting to talk. Obviously not real words, so bear that in mind. But they learn so much faster how to smile, how to speak, how to like make noises with their mouths, watching you. And so giving real like face-to-face attention is one of the, like, in my opinion, one of the more important things to do is actually speaking with your baby, talking with them and giving them attention, because they crave it and they want that attention, and they'll grow to like love you deeply. It's incredible. Other than that, man, just get ready to be sacrificial. That's like The biggest blessing for me is realizing, man, like abandon everything, abandon that I'm tired, abandon that I'm concerned, and just get up and do what you can to, especially if your wife is breastfeeding. If your wife's breastfeeding, man, that's a key there, is like she's going to have to take a majority of the time. And so whatever you can do to like rock the baby to sleep, help in that area, change diapers, do what you can, is going to be huge. Whoa, 2 things I love, the Bible and Elden Ring. Me too. Trauma, me too. Appreciate you being here. Yeah. But it's also tough because if you're in the military and you're pulled away, right? What should I not do, like avoid doing as a father? I mean, lead your family to Christ. That's like the biggest possible thing you can do for them. Like be the one that drives the family to pursue God, to stay in the Word. Because everything else is like icing on top. Did I not get Igor? He didn't scream. I don't think I got him. Okay, well, we're still alive. Run this way. Nope, we're dead. Didn't work. Hey, thank you for sharing, Trauma. I appreciate it. How's your stream going? Great, Jessica. We're having a good time. We're talking about life application and closing out. Tomorrow we're going to go into God speaking to Job, which I'm stoked about. Yeah, I need to figure it out, though, Trauma. I'm having a rough time so far. Maybe I need to stop. That's what I'm trying to get, is Egon to come in and scream at him, because every time that's like one of the most satisfying things. But then he starts blowing fire at me. There we go. We got him. All right, let's just learn how to do it perfectly. Okay, in my defense, I think we saw that I rolled right there too, and I'm dead. I came at the right time. Just for me to die 15 to 20 times? Yeah. Also, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not enjoying this weapon that I have. I'm not the biggest fan of. Do we know what Baal's weaknesses are? Oh, also, Rico, the biggest thing you shouldn't do is shake a baby, because there are times where you get pretty frustrated, and doctors will tell you that, and then you'll be like, why on earth would I ever shake a baby? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then you'll wake up, and it'll be the middle of the night. He's weak to bleed and magic. But you'll wake up in the middle of the night, and you will be so tired, and the baby will be crying for no reason. And in that moment, you'll realize why they say, don't shake a baby. Because there is this weird innate urge to be like, what is wrong and why is this happening? Not that I've ever done that. I'm just making a point that for anyone who's had kids, you probably know and do remember, especially if it's recent. If it's not recent, you forget about it. Because I forget every time. And then now that we're back in it, you're like, oh man, I know why they tell you not to shake a baby. Because there is a weird thing where you're like in the depths of despair, tired. But that's so short. We're having such a good time. She's 2 months old and it's great. I miss nap times. My son is 9. He doesn't stop moving now. Yeah. It also gets weird, Brian, because like we're at Donnie, I agree. We're at the point where we've got a 9, 7, 5, 3, and now newborn or whatever, you know. Okay, I keep rolling, and I'm rolling like a half second too late every time. Okay, well, that didn't work out. The kids are awesome. Mad Reichard us? God bless. Having kids, bro. I've got 2. I'm not shocked it comes across your feed. I watch them too. Oh, thanks, y'all. Thanks for being here. Do you want more kids from Josh? Hey, Jessica, this is like the 4th or 5th time that you've offered artwork. I don't think I'm interested. We just show up here and read the Bible every day. Nice, that's awesome. Word is spreading. This is cool. It's great. Okay, is your name? Does your name have Reichard in it, or is it Ricardus? Having fun with Baal yet? I'm having a blast with Baal. Yeah. I'll start to focus in. Do I want more kids? Josh, I don't think we're going to have any more. My wife has said to have C-sections every time. Here, let's do this. There you go. Okay, I rolled that time, and I did it flawlessly. Okay, I'm figuring out the moveset. We're good. Pretty soon, he's not going to get a hit off on me. Reichert is the German way. Okay. Are you German? I was told you spend the first 3 years teaching them how to walk and talk, the rest of their life trying to teach them to sit down and be quiet. Man, I will say, like, there are some interesting statements like that. My perspective is like, man, like my wife and I have agreed, like there's enough, especially Americans have a very like children are I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I was just rolling blindly right there, and we got out alive. Children are in some sort of obstacle to life. And, oh, yeah, I didn't finish talking about that, Zach. You're right. And we've had to agree, like, we're not going to partake in any conversation about kids being anything other than a blessing because, man, they are incredible. Oh, hold on. They're awesome. And so it's like, yeah, anything worth doing is not going to be easy to do, but it's important to remember. It's like, man, like we're told, like, yeah, this is a blessing from the Lord. This is what our core at the very beginning of time, when it was Adam and Eve before they sinned, that was like the first thing God told them to do: be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. You know, and so remembering that, it's like, man, that is like, I don't know what's happening here. He's not even fighting. Donnie, as someone who, hold on, I gotta get away from here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Someone who didn't care to have kids, they're the best thing that ever happened to me. Me too, man. It's incredible. It is growing. It's perfect. Hold on. This is like plagioclax. This is. Kids are favored by God. They're a blessing, even in frustration. Yeah, I agree. I think it's huge. This is the second time I've stumbled on this kind of thing. I read a book called The Weathered that was very Elden Ring-like, but had a very Christian tone. It was good. Oh, that's cool. I was born in Cuba. We learn everything by our mother. Oh, nice. Oh, hold on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why. How did we just unlock progress all of a sudden? We couldn't even get an attack off, and now... Alright, we're going to move. Oh, we're going to die. We're going to die. Did we lose Igor already? He died. Okay, we gotta move. Oh, please no, please no. We're too close now. Wow. Oh wait, is Igor still alive? I missed. He's still not dead. Oh, we got him. That was nuts. Yeah, listen to him. He's stoked.
Hail the dread. You shall haunt me no longer.
Dude, I'm so glad we got to bring Igor that W. That was so good. Wow, praise the Lord. What a blessing. All right. It's such a sad thing to hear too. My wife's and mine life has only been blessed beyond measure with our son. We're praying for a few more, but we got to treat our son the way we hoped to have been treated when we were little. Isn't that incredible? Such a blessing. I think I've kissed and told my son I love him more in his 2-year life than I've been my whole life by either parent. Yeah, it's such a blessing, dude. And that's one of the things that we've had to agree, because like I get it. It's not easy. Do not get me wrong. It's like, it's not always easy, but it is a huge blessing. And man, it is so good to remember that like things that are hard are the things that are worth doing in our life, right? Anything worth doing is going to be hard to do. Everything else is usually could be thrown away. right? Yeah, yeah. That's the same with me, Mad. I'm gonna start calling you Mad or Reichard. You pick. But it's such a huge blessing, and this is where, and everyone agrees, right? All parents do agree with that concept, that it's like, yes, it's a blessing to have kids. It's also hard, and that's true. But I think remembering that, man, like this is our calling in life. Going back to our story though, so we had to have 5 C-sections, a C-section for all of them, and this last one they were like, hey, listen, we're not going to be able to put her back together. We can't put another baby in there. So I think we're done with biological children. Is kind of where we're at this point. Brian, don't ever miss a time to say I love you. My daughter would be 14 this year. You never know when the Lord will call you or them home. Man, that is heartbreaking, dude. That is heartbreaking. Wow. Man, I'm sorry. That is devastating, man. I can't fathom it. My wife and I have had a couple of conversations around this, and I don't know if I can handle it, man. It'd be too much. It's just like following the Lord. It's easy. It's hard. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but man, the blessings so outweigh the work we put in. Yeah. Amen. It's incredible. Yeah. Cross and Pixel. What kind of guitar is that in the background behind you? A very cheap one is the kind of guitar that it is. We use that for our nightly devotions with the kids. So we're trying to help them learn both like old and new worship songs. So we're slowly taking them through the backlog. And yeah, that's what we use. I got to figure out what I'm going to use here. I think I'm going to add some to Mind. Maybe do that. There you go. That's what we're doing. All right. Is this a dead end in here now? There's nowhere else to go? I think it is. All right. It's about time. I got to go. I really appreciate y'all being here. I'm super grateful for you. I regularly love and kiss on my daughters. As someone who didn't grow up knowing love, it's different, but 1,000% worth it. I agree, man. It's such a blessing. It's incredible. Have as many kids as the Lord will bless you with. There will be no regret with the kids that you have, and waiting until you like have enough money for it is also a lie. It's just a lie, man. You're never gonna have enough. You'll never think that you have enough. You'll never be in a position of it being the right time. It's like, no. This is a blessing from the Lord. We're called to be fruitful and multiply. Go out and do it. It's incredible. Obviously, you should probably be married. It's going to be pretty rough. But being married is a core aspect of that, because you need to. It isn't the easiest thing in the world. So make sure that you're committed. Yeah, Donnie, that's one of the things we've been struggling through too. Is I have not done that, and I don't know. Like I don't think it's sinful to do it. So I'll be very, very careful there at all. I think that people can make what decision they want there, and we've been set free by Christ. But there is something, man, about like, yeah, I don't know. I'm unsettled by the idea of pulling that trigger, and I don't even know. It's not that we have a plan to have more kids. Like I can't put another kid in her, or else she could be in danger of losing her life. But there's still something, man, that's like I don't know. It unsettles me. I don't know what to do with that, you know. So we have not gone that route yet. But anyway, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I got to get ready for work. I got a meeting coming up here pretty soon. But I hope you guys have a good day. We'll be here tomorrow to go through God's response to Job and his friends. We'll be here 7:30 a.m. Eastern. That's 5:30 a.m. my time here in Mountain Time. And in the meantime, you guys keep the Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit. Have a blessed day. And yeah, thanks for the conversation around kids. I love it. It's a big blessing to me. And something I'm very, very passionate about. I think it's very important. All right. Love you. Bye. Bull, I'll hit you up later, man. Thank you so much.